So everyone is asking the same question, and that is, did we miss the boat? Honestly, there's no boat. I've really determined that there is not an optimal moment that you should have sold and now you missed that moment. What's happening here on the West Side, and I'm speaking specifically about the West Side, is we've been living in a market with no inventory for several years and it hasn't changed. In order for the market to change here, there needs to be evidence, and the evidence needs to be first inventory, then days on the market, followed by price reductions. That's evidence to show that property is staggered and that the prices are dropping. Before that can happen, it's just talk. Now, the other thing is the fundamentals are completely different. If people are thinking about the boom and the bubble and 2008, this is not 2008. This is not a foreclosure market. In fact, the facts have determined that due to the income that buyers are earning these days, that there has never been a time in the last 20 years that people are more able to buy houses at today's interest rates. And speaking of interest rates, yes, they've gone up. They're up to probably 5%, although most people are taking adjustables. But the truth is, those 5% rates are good rates relative to where we're going to be over the next 10 years. A recent report came out saying that rates will go way up above 5% and will settle in about 5% across the board for the next 5 years. So from a buyer's perspective, there is no inventory. Owning a home has tremendous advantages, and now working from home and income-wise, the pandemic has certainly changed the dynamic as well. People are much more interested in owning homes. They are traveling less. They are spending more time in their homes. None of that has changed in the last few months. That has been the case all across the board for the last several years and will continue to be. Am I saying that prices are going to go up 22% in the next year? No. Am I saying they're going to take a nosedive? No. I think you can expect some relatively minimal appreciation this year, but a solid market where buyers are going to feel like they have the upper hand and where sellers are going to have to be savvy about pricing. They're going to have to price right. You're going to see fewer bidding wars, but you're also going to see a lot of sales this year, and the homes that are overpriced will sit and will come off the market. The other thing is, very relative to the West Side, people have been selling the last several years by elective selling. What I mean is there's no pressure. There are very few sales, as I look back, that were forced sales either because of a pre-foreclosure or a divorce or a demand on from a court demand sale. So if a seller feels that the market isn't playing in their favor, they're just going to remove their house from the market after 30 to 60 days. So the idea of a buyer coming in and waiting till that seller is desperate and then shooting low and getting a property and that determining the new norm for comparable sales, I'm doubtful that that will be the case here. So if you're a seller and you've felt like you missed the boat and you've been putting it off, I do feel that sooner is better than later, but I don't feel that you need to feel pressured. And I think the remainder of 2022 will still be a good opportunity for you as a seller to sell your home at a top dollar price.